You know something needs to move. You just don't know what. My friend, that is clarity trying to come through. Stick with me. You felt it. You've been at brunch with your friends and just something feels off. Not bad, just different. Or maybe you sit down and you look at your calendar of what's on it and your stomach drops. Or maybe you're reflecting on your year and you realize that you spent most of the year on what everyone else needed from you. My friend, all of that is information. And today I'm giving you 3 tools to decode it so you can stop spinning and start getting clear on what actually needs to move. My friend, when you do these 3 together, crystal clarity here. And I am talking about values clarity, body intelligence, and discernment. So if you're in that place right now, you know something needs to shift, but you can't quite figure that out, my friend, hit that like button because you're in the right place. So let's dive in. All right, let's talk about number 1, values clarity. Now, I love values. I think values is probably one of the most important things that we can actually understand about ourselves because they are an operating system that is underneath all the decisions you make. If you look at your life right now, I can tell you what your values are based on what it is that you do every single day, every single month, every single year. I can tell you what your values are because your values, right? They show you what is important to you, and the things that are important to you, you make time for. So let's say you value deep connection. You will find time to hang out with friends. If you value, right, your alone time, sitting on the couch, chilling, then you will protect that like no other. Your values don't lie, even when the mind is trying to logic its way through it. So when you're trying to figure out what needs to go, the first question I would ask is, does this align with what I actually value? Like, is this a part of my values? If you don't know, let me just say this now, if you don't know what your values are, or you've never done a values elicitation, so I'm not talking about like picking some words from a chart, right? From like a list. I'm talking about a true values elicitation, my friend. Then book an inner authority call with me. You'll find a link down below and a code just for our values. And you and I will sit down and we'll do a values elicitation and we will get your top 10 values, right? We'll put them in order so you know exactly what your top priority is when it comes to what you value, because your values are the most important thing that you could do, because if you don't know what it is that you value, you will continue to live life as if it doesn't feel purposeful, like it doesn't feel like it has meaning, like it doesn't, like you're just running in circles. When you know what you value, your values are, and you set your goals around your values, it changes the game, my friend. It's what we do every single year in my reset retreat is we look at our values, we look at our goals, and we look at how we can live our values more. So I'm going to get off that soapbox for a second, book that session with me. So I want to talk about a little bit of a nuance here. So maybe you do value, right, connection. And a lot of people miss this. Let's say you're at that brunch with your friends and you value that connection, but maybe the way in which you've been connecting now doesn't seem to fit anymore, right? It doesn't feel like it's connection anymore. You're looking for something different. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that your friends are the wrong friends. It might mean that the way in which you're connecting doesn't work anymore, and you got to find a new way to do that. So I would ask yourself, does this first align with my values? And if not, then, okay, is it the thing itself, right? Is it the brunch? Is it the actual friends? Like, what is it? So is it the thing, or is it the form that it is in? Is it the way in which you're doing it? That, my friend, is our values. We want to be crystal clear on, does that fit into our values? Okay, when you do that, trust me, you'll already start to find some clarity here. But we're going to go into the second one, and this is body intelligence. Now, our body knows way faster than our mind does. Every single time, your body will give you the signal to know whether something is right, something needs to shift, something is good. Your body is always giving you information. The mind is always going to justify, right? It's going to try to fit it into something, rationalize it, explain it away, right? But the body is always telling the truth. And so when you're trying to get clear on what needs to change or what needs to move or what needs to shift, I want you to check in with your body. Where, first off, do you feel this thing, whatever it is, in your body? Where do you feel it when you're thinking about going to brunch with your friends, or you're sitting down at your desk and starting to work, or you're about to have a conversation with someone? Like, what is it? Where do you feel it in your body? And then, like, what does it feel like? So does it feel heavy and hard? Does it feel expansive and opening, right? Do you want to like open up and go for it? Or do you want to like close in and hide, right? What is the feeling? So let me give you a test that I always kind of like go back to, is because there's a little bit of a nuance here. If I get a text from somebody and immediately like my stomach starts to tighten, my breath, right? I'll notice my stomach's like, oh, like there's a knot there, or almost sometimes like it feels like I got punched in the stomach, right? And then there's like the breathing. I'll notice my breathing is like really shallow, like I'm breathing here and I'm breathing fast. So it's like, right? I start to feel like that. Now, some people might call that anxiety, and I'm not going to say whether that's right or wrong. What I'm going to say is that is data. That is information, right? My body is telling me something. It's reacting to something, right? So it doesn't automatically mean, and here's where this nuance is, it doesn't automatically mean that it's good or bad. Right? It doesn't mean because, I feel like a pit in my stomach and I'm breathing really shallow, that must mean it's bad. That means it's important. There's weight, right? There's some weight here to whatever that is that I'm waiting for, right? Or I'm about to see, or I'm anticipating, right? There's some weight here. It's something important that needs my attention. And now that I know that, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to just look at that, right? I'm not going to just react to it. I'm going to start paying attention. Okay, so when I feel this, there's something important here. It doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just means there's something important, right? Something that needs my attention. If, for me, when I feel that pit in my stomach, I'm like, okay, like it's almost as if I'm bracing for something to figure out, can I handle this, right? Whatever I'm about to read, whatever I'm about to step into, because I get that feeling when I'm about to pop on stage, right? I'll get that feeling like, oh, right? And it's just, I know that there's an importance here. It doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's just, there's an importance here. Sometimes like I'll start to feel tense in my shoulders. And for me, I know that I'm carrying something. There's a lot of weight here for me, right? There's something that I'm feeling like I have to carry. And so whatever that is just information. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't be carrying this weight or I should be carrying this weight. All it is information that I'm carrying something. That's for me then to go in, right, and dig in a little bit deeper. So when you start paying attention to how your body, right, is responding, my friend, you're going to stop being confused about what it is that you want, what it is that you like, what it is that you don't like what this means. It's just your body reacting and responding to what it's being presented to, right? The body already knows. We're just learning to listen, right? We've never been taught this. All right, our third, so even just doing that, like if you start to think about that, the values, and then you run it through your body, both of those are so good, and they'll give you so much information and help you really start to get clear about what it is, right? If we talk about the friends, like, okay, so maybe the way that I'm connecting is not working. Great, that aligns with my values because I love connection. And then I look at this body part of it and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel, maybe I am feeling that heaviness on my shoulders, and maybe it's because I'm feeling like I'm carrying my friend's stuff, right? And maybe I don't want to carry my friend's stuff anymore, right? So then, okay, so there we go. Now I know, like I'm the one part of this is I'm carrying this. That's all great information. Now we're going to add in the third one, my friend, that's going to take it to an even better place with more clarity. So number 3 is our discernment, right? And discernment is what happens when you start taking everything into account, right? You're looking at your values, you're looking at what your body is telling you, your body intelligence, you're looking at your goals, right? You're looking at what season of life you're in, and you're taking it all, you're bringing it all together to look at it, to take an eagle eye view to say, okay, what is the bigger picture here? When I see my clients, is that they are so scared to make the decision, right? They're terrified of making the wrong decision, of getting it wrong. And my friend, we're going to either rush to make the decision because we don't want to get it wrong, or we freeze and we don't do anything, right? Neither of those is helping us, and neither of those is discernment. So let me tell you about a recent situation I had where this came into play for me. So my good friend of mine's father just recently passed away, and she had said, hey, can you come, if you guys want to come to the celebration of life? And so another friend of mine and I were planning on flying back. She lives in California, so we're planning on flying to California to be at the celebration of life. And so I was trying to figure out, the timing, when to go and all this. And once she got the date, and I really want to go, right? Because I value my friendship, I value connection, I value quality time. And so I really want to go and support her, right? I'm a nurturer, I'm a supporter. So I want to go support my friend. And so all of this, right, as I started looking with my values, well, I value my friend. So yeah, I want to go, right? And then I'm looking at my body's a little confused. It's it wants to go, but then in the same hand, there's there was something there. Okay, something's not quite right, right? So I kept gathering information. I went and looked at my schedule, what does my schedule look like? And I realized that there was something in there that was going to make it really hard. I had a really hard, I had to fly home that night, basically. After the celebration of life, I would have had to fly home. And I was oh, I didn't really like that feeling. And so I allowed myself to sit with it a little bit longer, gathered more information, talked to my friend, and she was hey, if you can't come to the celebration of life, that's totally cool. I really need you and our other friend to come help me with this. And I was more information came through. She also told me family was going to be coming into town. And so there was going to be a lot of people, right? She was going to have to be, helping out a lot with the family. There was going to be people staying in her house, which is where we were going to stay. And so all of this information, right? It became crystal clear to me. For one, I value the connection. I really want to be there and spend time with my friend. Was I really going to get to do that with the way that this was starting to pan out, right? Probably not. Then really good quality time, not so much, right? More there supporting and helping, yes, but that quality time, probably not. The second one, looking at my body was already telling me a whole lot. It was it wanted to, but it didn't, right? And it felt you could feel it. My chest was something's not right. It was really hard and really heavy. Something wasn't right there. Then I went into the discernment, looking at all the information, and it was crystal clear to me that going to the celebration of life was not the best move. The best move was to go later on after the celebration of life, when all of that has passed and she can be there, we can be there to support her through whatever the next thing is, right? Whatever she now has to tackle. And so it was so easy once I went through all of that to make that decision, to then not feel like I was being, I was letting my friend down, right? Because that was originally, it was like that panic, like figure out how to make it work, because I didn't want to let my friend down. And what I came to after all three of those was realizing, oh, I'm not letting my friend down at all. I'm actually supporting her even more by waiting and going later. My friend, once you let your mind, your body, and your intuition work together, instead of trying to figure this out one by one or having them fight against each other, decisions are no longer a gamble. It's not a shot in the dark anymore. It's right. It feels clear. It feels aligned. So my friend, next time you're feeling that restlessness, like something has to shift, then don't panic. Don't force it. Don't try to make a quick decision. Run through these three things: values, clarity, body intelligence, and discernment. My friend, that's how you stop guessing and you start leading your life like a sacred CEO. My friend, if this landed for you, be sure to follow for more, because we love to dive into topics like this. And if you have a topic that you want to dive in even more, or you want me to dive into this more, let me know down in the comments. And if you want to take this further, right? Check that description box, book your inner authority call. We can unpack your values. We'll do a values elicitation. Use that code down below and we'll get your values right, so you know exactly what is aligned for you. My friend, have a beautiful day. And remember, until next time, to keep shining your unique light.